you know, supporting Vivek sir in this program.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much
Thank
for
you.
agreeing to volunteer in this program and help the team member to work on the project, which we are already running. And you know, everyone, that if you want to make money in dirhams, dinar, rial, all that big currency, whom to connect with. Okay, let's start our session. Today is module 0, orientation and welcome session. Of course, this is the third time I'm doing for few of you. Good, we are knowing each other better. But now I'm going right into our program and try to understand. Few of you have already started watching videos. I can see those reports. Congratulations, you have taken one step ahead. But always remember, our program always changes, minimum 20%, maximum 40%. It happens every year, every cohort. Okay, forget about year. So this time also, there will be some changes. So even though you watch the video, first thing, congratulations, you can ask right questions to me. If not, congratulations, you are going to learn from the scratch. Both way, learning will happen. So what all we are going to cover in next 6 weeks? Amazing stuff, transformational stuff, but what all exactly it covers? It covers what world requires today from each of us to be conscious and make businesses better. In next 6 weeks, you will be exploring essential concepts and gain practical hands-on experience. In what? In ESG reporting through GRI, which is Global Reporting Initiative. And please take your notebooks. Trust me, if you are sitting with your notebook, like I always do, even though I am teaching, and make notes, there will be some idea which will that it will make your day in sustainability. One idea, it will make your day on that day. So capture those idea, many of those idea, even though you will not go back if you are very busy like Rajiv, like entrepreneurs which we have today in our sessions, including so many. I don't remember, but I know so many people who are doing such kind of activity, including Rohit Gupta, Anand, Atish. Yeah, you might not be going back, but that written word will help you to cruise along when you will take up any job or any assignment or any project. You will go to those notebook, look into that particular word and use them. Trust me, that will change your pathways, right? So make notes. I always prescribe that. Now, sorry, there is some problem. It's not moving. Can somebody check if it is working right now? Is my screen visible?
Yes, very much.
You have,
Okay. Clear. Means, can you see my presentation? That's what I want to ask.
No, not yet.
Oh. But it was visible, right, earlier? Okay, let me try once more. Is it full screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Perfect. So we have 5 learning objectives from this program. So end day, which will be 6th week, when we will sit together, we'll make sure that these 5 goals are achieved. These are not learning objective. I always say that these are those challenges which we will avoid in our career going forward. What are those challenges? The number one is mastering the global ESG frameworks, which to use when. We learn part of it in 2 days program for an hour, but now we will go and learn it for a day or 2 day actually. Yeah, according to our plan, it will be 2 days spread out, and we will be learning which particular framework to use where and when. And then only you will get this clarity on framework application. When and why. Avoided non-compliance and penalty is the output. Clear? This is the avoided threat. That framework confusion, which is causing non-compliance and regulatory penalty today, will be avoided with first learning outcome. It will happen in a couple of days. Second, you will be able to conduct robust materiality and stakeholder engagement. Yeah, based on whatever recent research has happened in this area, we will be compiling all of them and bringing it to you. What is the objective here? That you build any report, you first target double materiality, not single. Of course, you will learn single as well. I will teach you. But you will be able to create double materiality map and engagement plan that stand any kind of scrutiny. What will you be avoiding by learning this? You will be not ever in your life will have a problem of misalignment priorities. That which particular topic you should take first and start addressing it, and nobody can question you in that case. You will never have that problem, leading to lawsuits and reputational damage, which happens if you are not taking the prioritized area. That will not happen to you. That's the goal number 2. Goal number 3, we will be building that capability that you will be able to transform ESG data, which is a data. Data is nothing till the time you do analysis on it. And that analysis becomes information, right? So data, when you do analysis on top of it, it becomes information. But our target will be that this information becomes knowledge for you. And not only knowledge, when you create a report with that knowledge, your ESG data transform itself into verifiable and credible disclosure. What is the objective here? That you will be able to collect, validate, and structure ESG data into globally accepted standards, whichever standard you want to follow. And we will be covering, by the way, in the beginning itself, we will cover all the standard possible, mostly 5 of those which are leading today. Global Reporting Initiative, GRI. We will be covering BRSR, which is Indian standard. We will be covering TCFD. We will be covering ISSB. We will be covering IFRS, ISSB, and SASB, which is CSRD, right? We'll be covering all this in the beginning when we will be, targeting our goal number 1. And in goal number 3, you will be even able to build your materiality maps and stakeholder assessment through this particular standard. All these standards will be covered there. What will you be avoided after learning this? The threat of having inaccurate data in your reporting, which can trigger investor distrust or audit failure. We will address that. 4th goal is that you integrate ESG reporting with a strategy, return on investment, and net zero targets. All 3 words are very big. Even for some time for sustainability professionals. Last batch, we have 2 head of sustainabilities. Correct, Abdul Amjad ji? Who were those guys? They were heads of different company and not a small ones. Huh?
Swati and Indranil.
Swati, Indranil, and one more, Mr. Vedanta.
Yes,
Group head, right?
Sunil.
3 people we have actually. Yes, Swati was from pharma industry, API. They are producing APIs and they are the leading ones supplying to US. Of course, now they have a problem. Vedanta Group, who has a problem already. They are into mining. And of course, we have a textile industry logistic partner for H&M and all these big brands. They are German-based logistic company whom Indranil heads. Of course, all these people will some point in time, I will call them because we are changing the program structure. So this time we will call a lot of them to come and give a little bit insight on their businesses. Okay. So for them, it will be just networking with you guys. For you, it will be that you will get opportunity to meet these guys and learn from them directly. Yeah. So we'll be calling them for sure. Indranil is in their CFA program. So CFA ESG program. So he will be definitely coming. Sunil is little busy. A lot of threats. How many of you know Sterlite? Sterlite company, one of the most conspicuous company who has been embroiled in a lot of conspiracy in India. Yeah, one of the major conspiracy has happened there. So they are struggling with that. And also Swati.
I'm sorry, what's the name?
Sterlite company. Okay.
Sterlite.
We will be bringing those cases study. Okay. Just note down these words and you will see all these words have a meaning when we will go inside. All of them. Because we cover each and every story, whatever we talk. And today, when we will be ending the session, first story we'll be talking about. Clear? Let's go to the 5th number goal. What is that? You will be able to craft investor-ready ESG reports, which are not boring, not dull, that nobody even reads, even though your first language is not English. Even my first language is not English, it's pure Hindi. Okay. And I mix Hindi sometimes. So do allow me, if anybody doesn't understand, please stop me and ask me. I will definitely translate and speak in English. But I do mix Hindi. Okay. So I'm just letting you know. And if you don't follow, feel, believe me, I would love if you will stop me. Okay. Feel free to stop me, sir. I didn't get it. Vivek, I didn't get it. I will explain you. Clear? But what I am teaching you here is to write anything with a concept called story writing, design thinking, structured output. Yeah. That learning through three different fundamental, McKinsey, Howard, right? CARD fundamental, we say. There is a acronym which we use so that you can develop your own stories. Forget about only in ESG report writing, you can use it in your real life as well. Okay. So we will be teaching you that. And the last, so that your reports also become attractive to investor, customer, and employee, so that they can engage with you and rely on your operations, right? That what you are doing is right or wrong, they know it upfront. Clear? You will be also able to produce those reports which can withstand any kind of ESG due diligence. Anybody who knows investing, they understand the importance of due diligence, right? So due diligence brings the credibility in your operation. And if you can withstand due diligence of any other investing company or any other ESG rating providers, they do due diligences before they prepare report for you. Once you withstand that, and you can only pass through it if you have written a quality stuff where they can engage, understand, and make sense of it. Because they don't have time, like, you are a company employee, you have months and months to prepare something. They have maybe 1 hour to review your report, give feedback to their team, and prepare presentation. If you qualify for them, then only they will go and dig deep. And that too, they give us 15 days to do due diligence. They will engage consultant like us, but they give 15 days max. Financial, ESG, a lot of stuff they want us to do. So we do it in 15 days so you can understand. If your report is not like that rose flower, which you can remove and keep on peeling till the time you reach to the core, nobody will stick with it. They will throw and move on. That is what we are trying to build in goal number 5. Anybody has any doubt, they can ask me now. However, today coverage in module 0, which is the first day, I am treating today as a first day, not yesterday, not day before yesterday, because we only networked and did little bit of story discussions, etc. Nothing core. So Atish, you are asking, right? Did we cover anything? Nobody said anything because we didn't cover anything. We just got introduced. Atish, are you there today? You didn't introduce actually.
Yes, yes, I am here, sir.
Yeah. Why don't you introduce once more for other people to know? Of course, lot of people have seen you, but if you're going to
Yeah,
start your
sure.
camera and introduce to others.
Yeah, sure, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Atish Manohar Rakesh. I'm basically from Nagpur, Maharashtra, but from last 10 years, I'm working in Pune. Now, currently, I'm working as a deputy manager in EHS. I'm heading the department in the environment, health, and safety, all these things. So in the safety field, I'm expert. In the health field, I cannot be expert. So I have some certification. But in the environment field, I completed my master's degree in environmental management, and my core education is B mechanical. So now I need to transit my career towards the sustainability, because a lot of companies are working on the sustainability projects, gathering the data, collection of data, and working on the zero, scope 1 2 3, sorry, scope 1 2 3. So that's why I'm here to understand about the ESG topics and the framework that we are using, like BRSR tools, GRI guideline, to understand all these things, which will help me to boost up my career towards the ESG. So that's why I joined this course, and I hope that I will learn a lot of things here after the successfully completion of this course.
Awesome. A very good introduction. And let me remove my jacket. Let me be free with you guys now. Okay, now, so good job. Atish, what he didn't tell you, that after joining our program, attending 1 day of introduction session, he introduced himself that he's transiting to new job, which he's not telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I am serving on notice period, so I got a chance on Indian company. Now I am in MNC company, but I received an offer from the one Indian MNC company. I am working there as a EHS, but they are giving me a additional scope for the next 1 year to working with the corporate sustainability. So I told them that I'm doing this course, so they give me a offer. Okay, you complete this course, it will definitely help us in our company. And if we found that you are okay with this role, so definitely they will hire me on the corporate level in the ESG field. So that's why.
Welcome to the program, and good to see you are growing with us. Thank you. And by the way, this
Thank you,
time we
sir.
have 4 people, I think, from Pune. So we are getting a traction in Pune, and now we will create one small setup there where we will keep on meeting all the time. Yeah. So good to have you. And today, both of you have introduced who are from Pune. Good. Now, what we are covering today, first of all, we will try to understand fundamentals. So we'll start from basics. So if you have no exposure to basic, you have not watched any of the videos, no problem. We will sort it out. We will start from fundamental. Then that is the goal number one. We will understand the climate change and its effect, greenhouse gases, and gain insight into international climate agreements as well. But before we go there, let's understand what E, S, and G stands for. And that's where I would like to ask you a question. Everyone, go ahead and put it in chat box, or you can unmute yourself and tell straight away. In one word, what does ESG reporting means to you or to the future of business? Here, little bit of your mind need to be used, okay? So just say whatever comes to your mind first. ESG reporting means what, Atis? What do you think?
As per my knowledge, ESG is just a framework where the organization identify their challenges, like in the environment. They E for environment, S for socials, and G for governance. So in the environment, it comes under the challenges related to the environment that organization identified. In the S social, challenges related to the social. In the governance, legal challenges they identified, as I know.
Okay, good. Anybody else?
Basically, how the activities of the company impact the environment and how their activities are impacting the people, which is the social aspect, which could be employees, suppliers, or customers. And governance is basically their organization structure and what are the policies for the employees as well as hiring and other aspects.
Okay, good approach there. Shweta?
One word for ESG is impact reporting.
Awesome. One word is awesome. Okay, good. Shweta?
So, in my words, will I be able, as an organization, will I be able to bring the balance between people, planet, and profit?
Okay, not one word, but it's still impactful.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
One sentence now. Anybody else? Muthu, Ramaswamy ji, tell me, what do you think about ESG reporting? One word, two word, one sentence. We are open right now.
Reliable, forwarded growth for the company. In a safety term, I could say reliable, forwarded, transparent compliance is monitoring system.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Okay.
Sustainable, transparent, and trustworthy business.
Sustainable, transparent, very good. That could be meaning of the same. Jesu, right? Okay, good,
Yes.
Jesu. Priyanka, Rajiv, Priyanka, good to not see you. Yeah, and you have to introduce you. Yesterday you were not there. A lot of people do not know you.
Okay, but to answer the question, I think I would say in 2 3 words actually.
Tell me.
Years worth of data analysis. So it will be a summary of goal towards the company sustainability and the
Okay,
goals achieved.
awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a summary of this initiatives which company is taking.
Yeah.
Not bad. Rajiv ji, Rohit Gupta, Rohit Kumar. I have to say two Rohit. Rohit 1, Rohit 2. Go ahead. Please unmute. Share your insight. What do you understand by...
Sorry, sir, I told you I'm traveling right now. I'm reaching my home.
No
I'll take a
worries, no
5 to 10
worries.
minutes only. I'm listening to you.
No worries, no worries. But if you still if you can speak without risking your life, I won't mind it.
Yeah, just reach him.
Okay, okay, fair. Rohit Gupta, Rajiv ji, if you have reached your home.
Yeah, also, I'm traveling right now. I'm waiting for a bus from Mumbai to Indore.
Okay,
So,
Mumbai to Indore, then you are on a long journey.
yeah, I'm in Ghatkopar right now.
So what do you understand by ESG reporting? Tell us quickly, one
ESG
word.
is just, E stands for the environment,
Okay.
S for the social,
Mhm.
and G for the governance.
Okay.
So just I'm here to learning this.
Okay. So ESG reporting, that's what you are saying, right? Environmental, social, and governance reporting of the business.
Can I say something, sir?
Perfect, perfect. I can
This
understand.
is the
Rohit.
story of environment socio governance, sir.
Oh, nice. The story of environment and socio-governance of business. Not bad. Rajiv ji.
Okay, sir.
Perfect, perfect. Rohit Kumar.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I think ESG is helps to the company their materiality and the transparency in the disclosure, whatever it is into the company's ethics and business production. What we call the business perspective and all of the disclosure, the financial as well.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, let's look more or less. You guys have covered the spectrum. ESG reporting is nothing but performance of any company on environmental, social, and governance aspect of business. In word, very good statement, impact of a company, right? The story of a sustainable company, right? Or story of sustainability initiative. You can name it anything. So all answers are correct here. There is nothing wrong in understanding of ESG reporting. Same question we will be asking at the end as well after 6 weeks, and let's listen and what new answers comes in. But before we go any further, can we quick judge our knowledge on what are the common indicators of sustainability performance according to you? Is it carbon emission, water uses, employee satisfaction, revenue growth? This we are baselining right now where you stand. Go ahead, put it in chat box.
Chat box is disabled.
Okay, okay. It is directly to host, but I'm making it to public now. Go ahead. I made it to public. You can just make it to everyone in blue color, button and send it. Okay. Very good. Very good. Abdul Amjad Naji, very good. Chetna, very good. Priyanka, very good. Oh, Anand saying all. Okay. 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 Shweta saying all as well. Okay. Good stuff, Rohit. Atish. Okay. So he's saying ABC except D. Okay. Okay. So correct answer is A and B. And there is a reason why not C and D. Okay, because I'm asking indicator of sustainability performance. I'm not saying sustainability impact or sustainability output, right? Output is all four, not a doubt. Even revenue growth happens, but that is the output of sustainability initiative. I am here limiting myself to asking you what are the common indicator of sustainability performance, which you will put in the books. And the correct answer is carbon emission and water usage. These are the two critical indicators anyway. In any standard you go and you have to report about these two. You might not be reporting and you might not ever see employee satisfaction in the sustainability report. You will also not see revenue growth in the sustainability report. They might say that I was able to save so much or I was able to create so much of carbon credit. Who does this? Carbon credit and report a massive amount. Can you believe how much? $1.5 billion. Billion with B. I'm saying $1 billion. There is one company which reports their revenue in sustainability with revenue growth. But of course, they report in their financial statement, not in sustainability report. Guess the name. Guess the name of that company. Quick, quick, quick. Who reports $1.5 billion as a segment reporting in their revenue numbers? This year, they are only profitable because of the carbon credits. Can you imagine? Yeah. Absolutely not Reliance, absolutely not Apple. They are not yet started reporting as a segment reporting. They should do. By the way, whoever has given these two names, I think they should start doing. If they will not do, they will be out of the race. Only one company is doing, not even Amazon. In segment reporting, they are not counting on this. One company run by Elon Musk, which is also called Alien on the Earth. Tesla is the name
Tesla.
of the launcher. Absolutely correct. Right? Go and check their financial reporting. You will find in the beginning itself that this year so much of revenue they did, and out of that revenue, we'll be showcasing that, by the way, scripture as well, exactly how they report, right? And they write that out of this, they made so much money from carbon credit because of different reporting structure across world. Clear? So all four is correct, but that is as an impact, but two is only sustainability performance. Now, quickly, let's see another question. Which of the following is a benefit of sustainability report? What do you think, everyone? Go ahead, use the chat box, quickly tell me.
Your screen is gone again.
Oh, is it? Okay. My God. Let me reshare. Let me reshare. Is it visible now?
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
That's good.
It's visible now.
Everyone, go ahead and use the chat box quick. Okay, few of you have already answered. Most of you are right. Most of you are right. Most of you are right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So baseline is good. We have a good baseline. That's the output. Okay. So correct answer is A, B, sorry, A, C, and D. B cannot be, right? If it will increase the cost, who will do the business? Nobody else. However, lot of people have a mentality that it also increases the cost. And it is true in the beginning. And hence all four are answered.
Yeah, I mean, in my
In fact,
experience,
that was the reason even I had answered that all four, though increased operational cost is actually not a benefit, but then, without that, you will not be able to get the benefits of sustainability.
That's why my
You have to-
answer,
yeah.
my answer shows you all four. Sorry, Shweta, you were sharing some experience.
yeah, that's what I was saying that, initial cost is something that adds up when they start, the reporting, because there are additional things that they will invest on.
Indeed.
And
Indeed.
yeah.
And there is no way, there is no way around. If you don't invest, you do not get the return. And that's a fact of life. Okay. So in the beginning, always remember, it is not benefit, but it is required item. And hence all four are correct. However, what we will be learning in 6 weeks, our focus will be that instead of these 4, we only target 3. How to do it? You will be learning over a period of time. Trust me, you will learn. Okay. How to avoid even the initial cost. How you can do that. There are ways, there are methods, there are mitigation arrangements where we will tell you when you will learn the materiality, automatically you will be start selecting those material topic which you can address cost effectively. That's the game changer. That's the game changer as employees, right? When you go to your company, you can select, there will be several options which will come in front of you when you will be looking into materiality assessment, mitigation assessment, that how you can mitigate your climate impact. Selecting the prioritize and the right one will change the game. And then you will can be paid 50 lakh rupees because company will be saving 6 crores, 10 crores by not buying those equipment which are sometimes looks inevitable. You can't avoid them, right? But how to change that mentality will learn over a period of time. It takes time and it takes practice as well. Not in one session you will learn, but in a week when you will brainstorm with your members, you'll find ways around. Now, before we go any further, let me give you a quick
Vivek, sir, can
imaginary
I stop
story.
you for a second?
Sorry.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Could you give an example where it is actually not increasing the cost and, in the beginning?
That is why I'm saying, wait for the materiality session. We will be discussing exactly the same topic. Okay. That's why I indicated that it is a costly arrangement. In the beginning, you have to invest, but there are ways as an employee of your of that company, you have to make a judgment on which task targets you can take, which should not increase the cost of company and hence company decline your proposal. Because when you are preparing proposal, you are the sustainability manager or a consultant of that company. If you are preparing a proposal with too heavy cost, you are unable to justify the return, you won't be able to sell, right? Even though in beginning it might look cheaper, in the later side it might be very costly too. So you have to make that judgment, and that judgment can only come when you understand how to do stakeholder analysis, how to prioritize your stakeholders, understand what is their requirement, understand your company financial, and then link them together to get an output of material topic which not only takes you out of risk or mitigate the risk, but also helps you capture the opportunity and creates an impact. And in short, in double materiality, we'll tell them what we tell them, Abdul Amjad ji. IROs, right? IROs. That's what we tell them. Impact,
Yes.
risk,
Impact, risk, and opportunity.
absolutely. Now, before we go any further, let's have a quick story and then we will go into second part. Today, we will go straight in module 1 as well, because a lot of you have good understanding, good base. So I have an advantage. I can make it little fast here and then go more deeper when we will go inside the projects. Okay. So now, tale of two future is what we are talking here. Stage is set, and picture this, that there are two giants in India standing tall in the same industry. Yeah, it could be Adani, Ambani standing together. Both have global presence. Both are profitable, right? Their bottom line looks lucrative for investment. And both of them are household name. Let's call them company A and company B rather than Adani, Ambani, because both of them are different, completely different company than my case study. On the surface, they look the same. Sleek headquarters, shining tall buildings, billion-dollar revenue, right? Supply chain stretching across continent, not only in India, Japan, China, even US, Bangladesh, you name it. Their annual reports sparkle with all kind of glittering financial indicator, from EBITDA positive, EV by EBITDA being largest industry, price to earning ratio being most lucrative, right? So their annual report actually sparkle with confidence. Investors are trusting them for donkey years, not today. Okay, so at least a decade we are talking here. Customer loves their product, undoubtedly, because they provide cheapest and a good example could be Ambani, he always provides something which you can't even imagine, right? Free mein mobile, 500 mein mobile, when the mobile was, forget about mobile, handset was costing 6,000, 10,000, 20,000. Even the subscription was 6,000. In those years, Reliance has offered CDMA. How many of you have even remember very vaguely? Because I to remember vividly because I just passed out and I was doing a lot of stuff. I started working and I purchased that as my first mobile. I mean, of course, I shifted from Nokia and purchased that 3630. 3610 was my favorite green color mobile. After blue color one we purchased, and then we shifted to that one, CDMA. So they are always cheapest, innovative, and makes your customer loves them. Okay, across continent, that is happening with them and their products. But, and here is the big but, right? The twist in the story was beneath this number, the world was changing. Regulators, investors, and even customer, the Gen G, Gen Alpha, few of us we have, right? Gen G and Gen Alphas are no longer satisfied with this glossy report. Slowly, they lose confidence the moment shaky news comes into the market. How many of you remember Hindenburg? Hindenburg report appears and now actually appears to be completely falsified report. Company went down the hill. One of the company which was a hedge fund, Hindenburg was a actually hedge fund, right? And you know the muscle of hedge fund. If they want, they can run governments, right? Bridgewater, how many of you know them? There are some, yeah. So there's some people, of course, finance people definitely know them. Though that kind of company which went, they have been removed from the earth itself, right? There is no in existence. That company went bankrupt. They closed. Yeah, foreclosure happened on them. Adani came out complete clean. Even Supreme Court, initially Supreme Court gave them clean chit. Later on, SEBI gave them clean chit. And now that is the most shining company. But the problem was not that. Problem was one news and the company stopped, giving you the performance which you were supposed to get. You know how much $1 billion was wiped out from the market in couple of days of that news? In tens of billions. Tens of billions. 100 billion was the exact amount somebody estimated across market wherever they had presence. They have lost. And that was your money, not somebody else's money. You people who are sitting at the top, they always make money, right? Institutional investor, they knew beforehand, they sold it. They were selling it. Those were the Hindenburg. Who was Hindenburg? Yeah, he was the front guy. Back behind, there were several conspirators and wanted our country to go down the hill, etc., right? But point here is one small news can shake that company so much that it can shed hundreds of billions from their books, right? And it was your money, hard-earned money, which you put thinking that Adani, Ambani, Tata, all these are trusted name in India. They are for India, by India, and through India, right? By constitution. Unfortunately, I lost it. Means, of course, I never invested in that company. I had an investment in Adani Energy and I maintain it irrespective if it went down, up. That is a disclaimer from my side. But I have no vested interest in their operation. I'm just telling you what is the fact in the market. Okay, I'm just repeating it. Anyway, it's a closed group. It's only available to you guys, this news. Now,
In fact, sir, they had actually wiped out nearly 150 billion
150
from the
billion. That's the exact
market.
number. After, well, yeah,
Close
they
to two,
keep
3
on
years.
losing, right? Every new
Yeah, yeah.
news they used to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the
But the
first week,
Hindenburg, Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, no. Tell. Good. We are here
In
to learn
fact,
from you.
the research agency, Hindenburg Research, they had to actually shut shop
Yeah,
to
they shut
save
the shop.
they have shut shop. In fact, the research has shut shop. Hedge fund lost a lot of money because they were short sellers. So
Correct.
Hindenburg used to, the modulus operandi was that they used to publish reports.
Correct.
And so let's say today I'm supposed to publish report. 2 days prior, I would be actually doing short selling in the market. And
True.
the moment I am publishing this report, the markets will collapse and I'll make $1 billion and then I exit. So this is what the modulus operandi that they had, Hindenburg. Obviously, it was a cartel of a lot of other family offices and vested interests. But yeah,
True. And that's why it has been proven that they are against Indian government rather than against the
correct.
company. Yeah, because there was a cartel, there was a people behind them, irrespective of merit of their observation, scientific study, research, irrespective of that. So I'm not saying that I'm taking one side. I'm putting the black and white in front of everyone. However, again, as a disclaimer, people who doesn't understand short selling is nothing but without selling your stock or your investment in the real market, you sell it in the option market and keep waiting till the time stock goes down. If stock goes down, your sold shares has a better value, right? And you do it at a fraction of actual share value, you make a lot of money. But of course, we are not going into finance, just for information I'm telling you guys. Okay. Now, just I'm giving you example that how to relate this with my case study, right? That one news can trouble one of these company A or B. You can imagine which one. Very soon you will understand which one. But I'm not saying these are the companies. I'm saying there are two companies. Okay. So their annual reports was glossy, beautiful, amazing. But there is a problem. And that problem was now investor, regulator, even customer no longer satisfied with financial numbers. They also asking different questions. What are those questions? And this is your kid which is asking, trust me. They are not asking, they will ask you. If they are not asking, if they are not age that they can ask you, but they will ask you that father, whatever, or mother, whatever you are doing, are you living something for me apart from earning some money for me? Is this earth for me to live tomorrow? Right? That's the question your kids are asking, should be asking, and they will ask. Yeah, because slowly, how many of you are from Delhi? How many of you are from Delhi? One, right? Anybody visited Delhi in recent times? At least last 3 years. If you visited, raise your hand. Okay, you visited, right? Just visit it in time of January or February, approximately December and January. Try to visit once and take your kid along. Okay, you will see all kids are inside house and your kid is only on the road. Why? Because schools are closed. They close schools because there is no longer fog and you are putting mufflers and shawls and enjoying foggy weather of Delhi. No longer. That's not possibility now. It's complete black smoke which will come hit you, and next day your kid and you both will be taking some kind of rest. Right? That's the problem of Delhi today. And this is the reality. So your kid will ask tomorrow that, have you left something for me? You know how much of smoking your kid is doing sitting in Delhi? 41 cigarettes. 41 cigarettes. And this is established statistics. I'm not telling from my own. Just search it. It is Times of India published this year. Okay. 41 cigarette. And he is not a smoker. I mean, he never knew is smoking. What is smoking? Okay. He has asthma because of that. So, or she has. So my point is that they are asking this pertinent question. What is your carbon footprint? Sir, you are making beautiful business. You are making money for me. Thank you. I really appreciate. I put 1 rupee and you give me 10 rupee in 5 years. What else I need on earth? Right or wrong? I have generated intergenerational wealth. But unfortunately, my kids cannot enjoy. So kid is asking this question. My mother, father put so much effort, put so much mind, invested in such a good company, company A, but that company A has produced Delhi smog, which I have to live. So even though they earn for me an intergenerational wealth, $1 billion for me for tomorrow. But tomorrow I will not be able to see even. Why? Because today I'm hospitalized. Tomorrow I don't know whether my lung will support me or not, or do I need to buy all my lungs with this money which my mother and father has kept it for his studies, doing business, or doing my better life? That's the question they are asking today. Are your workers safe? Another simple question, right? They are asking, you are making so much money for me, but is your employee satisfied with you? And here, let me give an example. Tata and Sons, of course, right now they are in big trouble. They are fighting themselves. Even those people who were supposed to not fight independent directors, they are fighting, four of them, right? Each other. There is a cartel as well because there is no Maibap now. And N. Chandrasekharan is an outsider. So trouble with company like Tata Sons, which was known for hundreds of years. Let me tell you a small story in between, if you allow me. How many of you can allow me a small story on Tata Sons? A small story. Tata Sons is that company. When they started Jamshedpur plant, somebody was there from Jamshedpur or had been to Jamshedpur. Who was that guy who lived there? Okay. Somebody is there in the group. Unfortunately, might not have joined. Okay. So if you know a little bit of story about Jamshedpur, there is one famous story. And that is Tata Sons has decided, Mr. Jamsetji Tata has decided that he wants to do something for country. He was a businessman, made good money, fortune. His father also made the same. And he decided that India needs, in South India, by the way, how many of you are aware? South India, King was doing this stuff, which this businessman tried to replicate. If anybody knows about Krishna Raja, there is a roads, there is a lot of places are there.
I think Krishna Deva Rai.
Krishna Deva Rai, right? On his name, there is a KR circle as well in Bangalore. That person has done 50 institutes and steel plant and you name it. All infrastructure in South people were creating because King was progressive. And we had in Lucknow Nawabs. Yeah, so another story. Point here was there was a businessman who tried to replicate the similar structure. He said that I can make money as well by doing a steel plant. When in Karnataka, steel was found and they wanted to do a steel factory, he decided that I will do it and I will do it in a region where nobody is ready to go. Why? Because a lot of tribals were there, right? Nearby area, not in Jamshedpur, but nearby area. Jamshedpur was little bit on height and it was open for city to become. Ranchi was, of course, a capital. Of course, it was not capital at that point in time. It was a Bihar extending. And Jamshedpur was not even Jamshedpur. It was part of West Bengal. There was a Bengal presidency at that point in time. So he said, okay, let me bring this technology from Europe, which anyway I'm doing business with, and put it in India. And he put that, invested huge amount of money from his own, of course, his business, and decided, let's start. And then he start getting, information later saying that, sir, there is a problem. And the problem was that we have people who has come, applied, they want to work in this factory. They don't have livelihood. Jute factories were the major livelihood in that point in time in Bengal presidency, apart from other stuff. So they said, okay, can I come and join a steel factory? They came by different means. There was no railway at that point in time. They came by different means to Hill. And then problem was there was no place to live, not even a hut. So they wrote a letter. Jamsetji Tata went himself, again struggling with khachar, ghoda, whatever means that time. Of course, he has his own car. But whatever means was there, he reached to the place and he saw himself that factory is ready. Everything is chakachak. Tomorrow onwards, they can kick off the steel melting, iron melting. And then he saw the problem was people have come in volume to work for him, but they don't have a place. You won't believe the story which comes now. Just imagine you invested 3 years, 4 years, 5-year technology transfer, bringing all machineries, system, putting in place, your factory is ready, and that guy takes a decision. No longer we will operate till the time we have places for my people to live in. He stopped the operation for 6 months, not 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. He said that till the time they have a chat on their head, I'm not going to operate. Trust me, that's how the Tata was built. That's why people today love their namak to software, right? People are ready to work for 30,000 bucks. Can you imagine that? In a large company like TCS, is still the offering salary, starting salary is 3.6 lakh. When they give it to, you won't believe, by the way, in my time when in 2001, when I was, not 2001, yeah, 2001, I completed my engineering and only 3 companies came to our campus in DY Patil. One was Infosys, second was Wipro, and third was Tata, right? TCS. TCS was the basic company. You won't believe TCS. Actually, a lot of people from came out of TCS and given the ideas to other companies. And they were offering that time also similar number, 15,000 का opening package था for freshers. आज 30,000 है, 25,000 है, 30,000 है. Can you believe after 20 years, they have not changed that? So there is something going wrong, which is not the top each alien is knowing. Something is really wrong. Infosys have increased. Can you believe it? Where the person says that you have to work 70 hours in my company, not even in my company, other company, right? So my trouble with that company right now is different, but I'm telling you that they care about worker. And today generation is asking this question as well. Are your workers safe in your environment? How transparent is your reporting? And the answer actually will decide who survives tomorrow. The answer of these 3-4 questions, including how corrupt are you, the business people know how much corruption is there in the businesses, right? So how corrupt are you? These are the 4 questions. Answer will decide who will survive. Conflict is the fall and rise, okay? Divergence in choices. What are those divergences in choices? Company A surges off ESG. They ignore ESG. They treat it as a paperwork. अरे फिनिश करो, मेरे को रिपोर्ट चाहिए विथ माय फाइनेंशियल्स सो दैट आई गेट BRSR अप्रूवल. मैंडेटरी है. Reports are vague. Numbers are buried in thousands of information. Supply chain problems are completely ignored. Who cares about supply chain? उनको बोलो मेरे को कल डिलीवरी चाहिए तो चाहिए. How they do it is their headache. नहीं तो day after tomorrow I have another person waiting. And literally people wait for such company to give them the orders. They prepare everything and keep on waiting. Okay, that company will get out of it and I will come. That is the problem. In 2023, just I'm talking about imaginary company, made just imagine $31 trillion worth of global asset they had, right? Tied to ESG criteria. Investor started screening portfolio. Company A is flagged for weak ESG reporting. BlackRock walked away. They had such a vast asset. Still BlackRock, which is one of the private equity player, if they come with you, world comes with you, right? Because they run governments. There are only 2-3 companies which run governments, and BlackRock is one of those.
Yes.
Yeah. They fund government, right? And even country in government of India, they fund. You cannot say they are not funding a country like bigger country like India, China, everywhere. Okay. So every country, you cannot say that only a smaller, bigger and patriotic company, they are not funding. Every country they fund, right? At the same time, why? There was another thing happened. Investigative journalists exposed their unsafe working labor conditions in their supplier network, which they were ignoring. That was the result, right? And their reputation collapsed by one hashtag. And I'm not going to name that hashtag. Otherwise, again, you will link me to that company. Okay. Stock price tumbled by 30% in a year. I'm not saying one day, in a year. From market darling to market warning, what happened to them? Same time, meanwhile, company B, who embraced ESG in Tato, took a different part. They embraced ESG reporting not as a chore, right, but as a strategy. They use GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, and business responsibility and sustainability reporting They publish clear disclosures. They map their materiality, engaged in stakeholder, right, directions and requirements, and even disclose all three scope of carbon emission, scope 1 to 3. Honestly, trust me. Investor took note of this. Bank offered them green finance today. And there is one company, by the way, how many of you know Tata and Sons currently, as we speak, is doing green steel, which is funded by government of UK in United Kingdom. $100 billion का investment मिल रहा है वहां से उनको. Right? Of course, thoda dated news hai. This is 6 months, 1 year ago, but they got this funding, which is rare for very, very large companies today. Okay. Investor took this note. They given them from marketplace and Chetna, right? Chetna. C must be understanding because he comes from banking background. 2% lesser. India में possible नहीं है because India में दोनों bonds same ही है. Kotak Mahindra is running green bond. But outside you get a cheaper rate loans, right? And millennials are working at 3.6 lakh rupees per year. They are ready to work still. Job safety है, right? कुछ नहीं है तो निकालेंगे नहीं. और literally ये साल छोड़ के कभी भी उन्होंने निकाला नहीं है. ये साल में even there are some challenges we people are saying, right? But they are known for that kind of. Gen Z millennials are loving them. They are going, at least first job is there and then they move on, right? They go to better companies. Now 60% consumer base reward them with loyalty. 2024, while company A was downgraded, and you know the company B valuation was soaring. जिसने भी पैसा डाला ITC में उसका डबल ही हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है? Changed from tobacco company, it changed. Do you know ITC has changed? How many of you are aware? Have you seen? Anyway, materiality में उनका भी हम लोग case study लेते हैं, है ना? We will look into that report and see that they changed their business. British Tobacco, which started with ITC, has left. This is a strategy. This is not joke. This is not one-day decision. This is strategy, right? How many of you eat Aashirwad ka aata? Of course, बहुत लोग चक्की का आटा खाते होंगे, but Aashirwad aata. Have you heard? Do you know which company produces? ITC.
ITC.
Right. Deepika Padukone was brand ambassador for FA. How many of you know FA? As साबुन था जब लक्स होता था, तो वो दोनों ही नहीं है, right? Again, ITC. They have changed themselves to consumer product, hospitality, ITC के hotels, right? So this is how people change themselves when they are conscious about ESG and ESG reporting. That's why we are learning this. So what separated a winner to a loser in 2024? Of course, it's a history. Now, of course, everything is changed. What separated them from a loser was it wasn't product. Product ने नहीं किया. फा भी dead है. कौन use करता है फा? बताओ, किसी ने सुना है अभी? Anybody has seen even advertisement with Deepika Padukone? पास्ट में अभी नहीं चल रही है ना उसकी एडवर्टाइजमेंट, कहीं भी नहीं आती है. नेटफ्लिक्स पे तो बिल्कुल नहीं आती है. इट वाजंट लीडरशिप इवन. टाटा, रतन टाटा was not very active. He was very silent. He was, means of course he was on deathbed. Or for this company, leadership was not a major thing. It wasn't a luck कि suddenly एक को खराब लक आ गया, नजर लग गई बेचारे को, अडानी को, और पूजा करना पड़ा. Chariot, you know, I really admire Adani family today. You will see him from Allahabad to Bhubaneswar, yeah, doing all kind of pujas possible in public eye, that too. आप उनको देखेंगे chariot खींचते हुए. You will see them, I think every day 1 lakh people they were feeding in Kumbh Mela this year. Every day. Can you imagine such a magnanimity? Hannah. So it was not bad luck which put them or any company down in 2024. It was ESG reporting and the ability to tell the world with data, with clarity and with honesty, this is who we are and this is how we are building the future. And you cannot do one day and second day you change yourself. That's the secret. right? That's the power, and that's exactly what you are here for to master in, ladies and gentlemen. In this boot camp, exactly my focus will be here, because the truth is, in coming decade, you will be valuable asset. Understanding ESG reporting, and maybe you will be preparing ESG reporting, won't just measure any company's financial, but even non-financial initiative. It will decide them. So that, let me ask you one last question before we go hardcore understanding, and we will start module 1 today. If you were in company A boardroom back then in 2023, with the skill which you are about to learn here, which will happen in next 6 weeks, would their story have ended differently or not? Do you have a courage to tell their board that whatever they are doing right or wrong? After listening their story, in hindsight, I'm saying, sit in their chair and tell me today, do you think you could have explained to them, ki, sir, in short term, or madam, in short term, whatever you are doing is perfectly right. Whatever you are asking me to do, all hanky panky tanky, is right. But in the long term, my job to definitely will eat. I'm a sustainability officer of your company, but you will also lose at the same time, right? You have to carry the chariot. You have to go to come feed the poor, or anybody who is struggling there. Might be a reality. What would you have done? Give me some ideas. If you were the sustainability manager, what would you have guided to company 18? Let's start with Anand. His mic is on.
So just an anecdote, before I actually comment on what I would have suggested them, this company A, is it H&M?
No, I will not be naming them, unfortunately. If I will
It's so
name them,
close
then they
to
will
you
become
could
that
name
company.
us, otherwise we'll not be able to
No,
learn.
just imagine the company which is doing paperwork. They are not disclosing anything. They hide the supply chain exposures.
Yeah.
They are publishing good report, right? Nothing bad in their report. All the sustainability claims looks feasible, viable, and happening. No governance lapses. Yeah, any company, any bad company which you can imagine. It could be Adani, it could be HM, whichever you think. It's your, I'm leaving it to your wisdom rather than I am naming them, because then your creativity goes actually. So try it. Just try it. What would you have said to their board of director in 2023?
In 2023, obviously, sustainability was still picking up in India as a concept. At least for the commoners, it was not very common. Basic bare minimum was that irrespective of whatever guidelines were tabled at that time, disclosures are something that we could still continue to do honestly. And irrespective, honesty always comes with a cost, but the cost is much less than the
Very
penalties
good.
and the fines
Very
that it
good.
will attract.
Very good. The loss of their billion of dollars. Very good.
Reputation
Right?
loss is the biggest loss.
Biggest loss. And such a high profile company, if they lose the reputation, they lose
Exactly.
the reputation in eye of Mr. Modi and Amit Shah as well. Please understand.
Yeah.
If you are an apple of, eye,
Somebody's eye. Yeah.
yeah, and then you lose little bit, they will start judging you as well, right? ये तो धोखा देने वाला आदमी है, अगर देश को धोखा दे रहा है मुझे भी देगा, है कि नहीं है? So that's the point. Good point there. Okay, lovely. Atis, Abdullah ji, Shweta, Chaitana, Muthu, Rohit, everyone, go ahead. Put your mind to work. In these sessions, you are teacher, I am a student. I will bring concepts, okay? But you are the one who will apply them. I won't be applying on your behalf. So please apply. And more you will apply, the learning will be exponential. Trust me.
Sorry, sir, I'm hogging the limelight, but please bear with me for another minute. In fact, for the Tata Jamshedpur example that you had shared, right? In
Right.
2004,
Right.
during my third year, I'm a
Okay.
metallurgical engineer from IES Shishapur.
Oh, is
For
it?
most
Okay.
metallurgical engineers, Tata Steel is one of the best
Must.
places to go
Yeah, must
and
go.
do your internship. I did there. And one of the biggest thing which you are talking about impact, right? At that time, people had no idea of ESG, correct?
Right, true, true.
And
2022
in
में तो कुछ.
2003-4,
Right.
can you beat that, sir? That entire steel plant, I was working in a rolling steel hot strip mill. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Generally, these mills are actually, if you were to go to any other steel plant, you would
Right.
find, it is not that, they are not that clean. You have these filings and iron, pallets and various other things that will be lying all over the shop floor and everything. But
Right.
at Tata, you would not be able to find anything on the shop floor. Okay, that was the time in 2003, I'm saying 2003, 4.
Wow.
In fact,
20 years ago, 22 years ago. Wow.
yes, in fact, sir, the water at that time, somebody told me in India, we did not have water standards, right?
Right,
In
true.
Jamshedpur, the waste management, which we will
STPs.
probably be, talking about here as well. The
Right.
water met WHO standards, and it was the only place in India that met WHO standards for water, for drinking water that was readily available across the steel plant. This is a merit to what Mr. Tata had done for Jamshedpur.
That's the point. That's the point. And they are loyal. They have created a real loyal people. You go and see generations and generation. They do not want to go out of Jamshedpur. They want to be in Jamshedpur. If they get
Yeah,
a job in Tata, means they feel that they are in home.
correct.
Right. And those are means learning in NIT. You have in Jamshedpur NIT, you have in Ranchi, XLRI, you name it. All big institutions are there and they aspire that they should get the first crack with them. Even though
So
the
Tata
salary is
Trust,
not.
66% of their profit actually is plowed back into these kind of
Absolutely.
grants,
Initiatives. Yeah.
and that is
65% is
something.
owned by trust. It's owned by
Yeah,
their trust. Yeah.
it's 66% is what they deploy back into the society.
True.
That itself is a huge thing that Tata does. Obviously, they have their own merits and demerits,
True.
just
True.
like you had mentioned about the salaries and stuff. But
True. True.
Tata is as good as anything that you can think of corporate governance.
Indeed. Okay, and everyone, go ahead. Good, share your ideas, knowledge, your experience. ये ओपन क्लास है आप कोई भी लैंग्वेज में बोलो कुछ भी बोलो एक्सेप्टेड है बट आई वांट यू टू स्पीक ओके
Right. For me, till 2023, I had no clue anything, clue about, emissions or
एंड यू वर
climate
वर्किंग इन
change or
आईबीएम
anything.
एंड यू
At
वर
that
वर्किंग
time, yeah, in 2020, I was working with IBM and I had actually transitioned into Michelin. That's where I learned, I got exposed to
राइट
a lot of things.
राइट
But yeah, it was a quite interesting journey after 22 and 23 was like kind of a journey for me in terms of understanding this and getting exposed to this. And ESG again, it's fairly new for me. From 2023 to 24, I'm just hearing these words a lot. And of course, I have read few reports and other things. But yeah, don't have extensive exposure there.
राइट
So
बट इफ यू वर द
but
कंपनी
I think my space is a startup space, and what I believe in is there are companies who have started like years ago, and they have developed products and other things way back in, and they have not kept environment as part of their journey, right? The impact as their journey or reporting as a journey. But today, what I am trying to do is to just bring that in the startup ecosystem when you're developing the product and see, if you're able to have that impact reporting or at least baselining of that, so that when you grow, when you're scaling up, you know how to take care of those things.
indeed
Coming back to your question, if I would dare to actually go back and confront these companies, of course I would make an attempt to introduce them to actually the negative publicity that that which is going to affect their
Right.
overall business identity. And also that's a lot of thing, and if that's not there, then you're not a business anymore. You're going to lose out your market share, and you're going to be positioned as a broad bad brand, I can say. So
absolutely
with those things, definitely I would recommend and put it on the board table.
awesome good stuff and somebody had just corrected me that it is His Highness Krishna Raja Wadiyar 4 who did all these initiatives.
Yes,
Good,
ruler
thank
of
you.
Mysore.
In fact, that is what I mentioned, sir. By mistake, I had said Krishna Deva Rai, and that is the reason
Right.
I corrected myself and mentioned specifically that it is Krishna Raja Wadiyar and not Krishna Deva Rai.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Means in the flow, sometime everybody does that. And I definitely do. So please correct me. Okay. Anybody else wants to share if they were in company A, what they would have suggested to their bosses who is not ready to listen in, wants to do all the paperwork only, right? Doesn't care about ESG. And if you could have saved the company, what would you have said? Abdul Amjad ji, what would you have said?
This company is basically, hiding the data. So there will be this regulation and compliance issue will be there.
True.
And also, high cost of capital. Regarding this hiding the data, not disclosing this ESG emissions and all. So
Yeah.
that is basically greenwashing, means reputation and
Absolutely.
sales issue. And they are workers and are suffering. That means their supply chain will be get affected because they have some blind spots.
Correct.
And
Then,
risk management part is there because no disclosure of emissions and climate goals and all.
true.
So in the long term, no, there will be volatility earnings and many issues will be there. While the company B, they are disclosing their reports properly.
True.
They are, continuing that GRI BSR. So, and they are transparent also. So they are doing audit due diligence also. So, and also scenario analysis also in terms of scope 1 and 3. So they have a tracking mechanism also. So in the long run, they are more resilient. So I think company B is much better than company A. Yes.
True. And if you are in a company, what would you have suggested to the board?
No, we should not hide the data because
Okay.
there will be compliance issue, penalties and all that. Anand also talked about that.
Indeed.
And sometimes we should declare our negative things also. In the long run, it gives
Absolutely right.
positive. Not always disclose the good thing only what you are doing. Some
Good. Very
negative
good.
also we have to highlight.
Good. ESG reporting is all about showing the both side of the individual, black and white, and everybody has it.
Sir,
And
sorry to interrupt.
yes, please, Muthuji, go ahead. Tell us.
Sir, first of all, there is no leadership commitment in for the EHS for the company A, and there is no leadership commitment. That's the total system is failed. Again, the sustainability manager who is sitting there would have raised his level by email or any presentation. That's all. The sustainability manager would have been seen as not a resource, maybe a reliable person till the incident happens. So
True.
it's a lack of knowledge, no leadership commitment, no KPI or goal setting done for the measuring the EPA data. So it's a system collapse because of uh, not following the ethical way of doing business.
True. So if you were the sustainability manager, of course, you would have joined my program. That is for sure. Then only you would have learned the importance. But what would you have suggested to the management that, boss, why I should report bad or right? That's what is where your mind should work. And keep it as a homework. Few of you who are not speaking, no problem. It's a first session. I'm not going to force you. But trust me, this is how we do in the class. Everybody has to challenge themselves. Okay? If you will challenge yourself, you will be better off. Trust me. Yes, Rajiv ji, go ahead. What would you have
सर
suggested?
जी मैं ये बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि
हाँ जी.
without green wash how to survive in the industry, sir. It's very difficult because as per my experience, sir, greenwashing is a must and to showing the public.
Must.
सर
Very good. Very good.
100% compliance बोलने के लिए बोल देता है आदमी, लेकिन कहाँ से होगा सर?
True, true, true. Yesterday, have you heard Rajiv Chandraji? Yesterday he was introducing himself, and
Yes, sir.
today he's accepting himself. This is the
Yes.
transformation, Rajiv Chandraji, in a day. Awesome. I'm really impressed that you are honest. You are honest. Everybody, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has this black and white. We need to nourish white little more than the black one. Black one anyway, continues. Same goes to the companies, and they need to write both. Of course, they have to emphasize on their good works, but they should also highlight where they are lacking, and that's how the improvement will happen. Okay, and this is the strategy. I'm not telling you from my own thought process or मैं कोई ज्ञानी हूँ, नहीं नहीं नहीं, ये साइंटिफिक है, और ये हम लोग देखेंगे धीरे धीरे स्टेप बाय स्टेप, क्लॉज बाय क्लॉज, जीआरआई का टॉपिक स्टैंडर्ड बाय टॉपिक स्टैंडर्ड, that why you need to disclose your bad deeds so that you can become better. कोई अच्छा नहीं है इस गंगा में, सब गंदे हैं, सब आए गंगा में इसी के लिए, राइट, अच्छे होने के लिए राजीव जी, सो दैट देयर पाप गंगा माँ ले ले और हम लोग बेटर होके चले जाएं। तो इस हमाम में देयर इज अ वर्ड विच वी यूज नाउ। पॉइंट ये है कि व्हाट a person sitting in that position should have done is at least notifying to their manager in a formal channel. And this I do a lot of program for independent director, and last time also we had two independent director sitting with us, and we tell them this, that your duty is not to make company clean. कोई revolution लाने का आपका काम नहीं है राजीव जी आपकी कंपनी में, nobody pays you for that, they pay you for compliance, correct? Same goes with independent directors, they get paid to support management, but they have a responsibility to guide them also in right direction. तो ये बोलता हूं मैं, अगर आपको डिसीजन पसंद नहीं आया मैनेजमेंट का, बिकॉज दे हैव टू ग्रो एंड दे हैव टू ग्रो इन बिजनेस, मींस दे हैव टू ग्रो, राइट, देन योर ड्यूटी इज टू इन्फॉर्म देम। देयर इज अ ब्लू, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो, सबको जो दिल्ली में उनको मालूम है, ब्लू स्मार्ट करके एक कंपनी होती थी, राइट, पार्ट ऑफ, इट वाज अ पार्ट ऑफ जनसॉल, राइट, और वो कंपनी बैंकरप्ट हो गई, सस्टेनेबल कंपनी बैंकरप्ट हो गई, राइट, दो डायरेक्टर उसमें से हार्ट अटैक आया और एक मर भी गए, इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर थे। स्टोरी ये है, स्टोरी ये नहीं कि वो कंपनी बर्बाद हो गई, उसने 4 करोड़ का 40 करोड़ का एक घर ले लिया, वो सब स्टोरी नहीं है। स्टोरी ये है कि उनकी वजह से कोई इनोसेंट पर्सन मर गया। दैट्स द स्टोरी, दैट्स द पेन ऑफ नॉट क्लेमिंग एंड डूइंग ग्रीन वॉशिंग। या पेन ये है कि वो, ऑफ कोर्स हम लोग, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ और एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूँ, और इंडिया में तो ये 100% ट्रुथ है, आप पूरा क्लीन नहीं कर सकते हो बोर्ड को, लेकिन जितना क्लीन कर सकते हो आपको एफोर्ड करना है ना? तो आप स्कूल में भी देखे होंगे, अपना जो ब्लैक बोर्ड होता था, कितना भी साफ करो ब्लैक थोड़ी होगा। सॉरी, आनंद हैज समथिंग टू से।
सर क्षमा चाहता हूँ, वापस से मुझे बोलना पड़ रहा है। देखिए, मैं तो खुद ग्रीन वॉशिंग और सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए अभी कैंपेन में काफ़ी कार्यरत हूँ। और sorry, I'm actually taking a leaf out of Rajiv sir, and he was talking to all of us in
No,
Hindi,
no,
and
no,
I
no.
thought maybe it is better that I come back to him with that. A lot of time we are too focused on the 5% or 10% wastage. What impact we could have created by ensuring that 90% of compliance could have been attained if we would have been able to start and strike a balance. This greenwashing, while we look at it as a binary number of 1 and 0, we could still look at some areas as gray, and we can, to best effort basis a word, we could still work around it, maybe not 90%, maybe 70%, 60%, 80%. Rest, we could use some neutral language to confess that we have not been able to do justice in terms of the overall sustainability impact that we are creating in our organization. I think one earlier 10 years back, we did not have that kind of awareness. Also, we had a lot of baggage of slavery that we had seen all throughout our
Colonization,
for whatever number of hundreds and
200
hundreds
years,
of years, right?
200 years,
200 is just, just
400
the
ईयर पूरा,
Britishers, sir. It is
1600,
just the Britishers. In
yeah,
fact, तो 1100 में कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक आ गया था, और उसके बाद से we have
correct,
continuously seen this.
correct.
So a lot of it we had witnessed, and we were more commanded by people from the top to abide by whatever they said. But in last 10-15 years, we have seen that people have started talking about things that really matter in terms of sustainability. I think in current times, it is comparatively easier to talk about sustainability because people are aware of it. Earlier, awareness was not there. Now, at least awareness is there. And more importantly, the users who are using your products, they are pushing you, the Gen Z and the Zs and whatnot. They are pushing you, and because of which we are talking about ESG reporting now. Else, we would have not talked about it if the market was not there.
True. I agree with you. There are a lot of areas which we can discuss, but we will limit ourselves only to last 40 years of sustainability development. We will not go
Correct.
beyond that.
Correct.
Point is well taken. My point is only this: there are ways, and we have to find the ways. And this is a country of jugaad. Without jugaad, nothing happens. So please use jugaad at your advantage and bring something which is credible and maybe helpful. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to be honest. Even Gandhiji was not honest, right? At some point in time, he accepted. He tried a lot of stuff in his life. He was honest till the time he's not killing anyone. So make sure that is exactly you follow. Now, and I'm not no one to preach on what is right, what is wrong. We are here to just learn sustainability, okay? Just sustainability, nothing else. Okay, let me start. Let me start with M1, which is module one, where I want you to get a clarity that which framework and why you should be using. Of course, we will not be overloading you today. Slowly we'll build. One homework I wanted to give you, we will give you that, and then we will close. But let me, or shall we have why I'm saying this? Because in ESG framework, the first thing we will start is learning little history. And that history comes not 1100, of course, we will go up to 1700, where the actual sustainability started. Nobody knew at that point in time they are doing sustainability, but what they were doing, how they were doing, will change the game of your understanding of ESG framework. Are you guys are ready, first of all? Yeah, we'll not cover everything, but whatever we can cover in next 15-20 minutes, we'll cover. I don't want to overload you so that you can process that data. When we sit tomorrow, we'll make sure that we complete this in one go. Okay? Are you okay? Can we go ahead? Or you are tired now with a lot of here, there?
Yes, we can go ahead.
Okay, we can go ahead. Done. Perfect. So the section one talks about an advanced certification of ESG reporting is ESG framework. But let me ask you a question. Did you know world sustainability was first used in 1713? Which year? 1713. Notebook नहीं यूज कर रहे तो मिस करेंगे ये सब मजेदार trivial stuff which you can use in your life whenever you sit with somebody who is really sustainable. Yeah. And आप बता सकते हो कि मुझे भी कुछ मालूम है, ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे कुछ नहीं मालूम है, कुछ तो जरूर मालूम है. 1713 the concept was save forest. ऐसे हमारे राजस्थान में किया गया था बहुत बार और हमेशा किया जाता है. वी आर वेरी रिलीजियस पीपल एंड वी worship a different form of nature. Every religion, I'm not talking about one religion, from Hinduism to Islam to Sikhism. You go every religion, they will worship some form of nature as well. Of course, everybody talks about Advaitism, or there are different type of worshipping. I'm not going into it. What I'm saying is we always did this in past. Okay, but sustainability is, of course, recording has to happen, and that's why we go to this particular guy in Germany, in Europe, and he started this particular initiative in 1713, which was saving forest. Okay, just write it down. We will go in detail very soon. Use of Brundtland report in 1987 was the turning point between philosophical knowledge, which for 200 years we did from 1713 to 1887, based on our comfort, convenience, we polluted the environment, developed at the expense of planet Earth, right? And I'm talking about specifically 2-3 countries, right? You know them, UK, US, all these countries. Today they are coming in same like in my white color shirt and suit and saying sustainability. What is sustainability? It's a hawks, right? They are telling on big mic and with better hair than mine, of course, little white, but he talks like Trump, I believe. But he says, what is sustainability? It's a hawks. It is developed by China, right? They want to kill our economy. But these are the people, when they were developing at the expense of nature, they never came back, right? And told Indians or other countries that you should also develop. Leave that aside. That is politics. Politics will be part of our discussion, but we will not go in politics. We will try to avoid. Clear, everyone? That's the boundary I have set for myself. Because sustainability cannot be without politics. There will be little bit politics. Okay. So we will just show you those dimensions and I will move on. Brundtland report was the turning point between philosophy and policy. Okay. The connection got created when SDG. Anybody who knows the full form of SDG?
Sustainable Development Goals.
Perfect.
17 goals are there.
17 goals. So they ये connection दिया world को. Of what? Of connecting planet Earth with such kind of policies, such kind of terminology, which was introduced first time in Brundtland report. Word was what? Sustainable development. That was the word. And this got linked with SDG goals, right? That's how the connection got created. There was another major change in the world which happened through double materiality. This was introduced in 23-25. Okay. Materiality, everybody knows, but double materiality got introduced. And this directly today has changed the ESG reporting, which we are trying to learn. Clear? So framework are not isolated checklist, ladies and gentlemen. They are the tools to respond to this 300-year journey, okay, which we are trying to look into. What is that journey? From forest to framework. That's how we will link everything together. Clear? Evolution of sustainability in a timeline, if you have to see, this is that timeline. Okay. First 4 are here and next 6 are in the next slide. The first and foremost was 1713 when the birth of this idea came into play. A person known as Hans Karl von Karlowitz from Germany. And this is 300 years ago, before my timeline and even my forefathers' timelines, right? In 1713, Europe was facing a crisis. Development was happening. They were starting their industrial revolution, right? They were colonizing different countries, including India. They were fighting with Nizams and, getting meeting Mir Jawad in Bengal presidency, right? Meeting some big people in Delhi as well, right? So they were fighting and colonizing and developing their country. Whatever they were taking back from these countries, specifically from India, they have looted India. There is no doubt about it. And anybody has a doubt, please go and watch a neutral person commentary on the same. And he's very well spoken, learned person from Kerala. And I think you guys must be knowing English ka aadmi, right? Indian Englishman. Anybody knows the name of that person? Or guess whom I am talking about?
Shashi Tharoor?
Shashi Tharoor, obviously Shashi Tharoor, right? He has a very good video on that, how India, from being a golden bird to without clothes, Gandhiji it became, right? That story he tells very well. So listen that story. It's a good story to listen in. And it is story, looks like not a fictional, it is actual story. Now, Europe was facing a crisis at that point in time, and that crisis was they were cutting forest and creating cities, right? Which is happening today in India as well. Forests were disappearing at an alarming rate in those countries, specifically in Germany. Mining and timber industry were devouring wood faster than it could regrow. Current reality is similar for developing countries at least, right? African country go much more relatable. Clear? And here comes in that movie, the entry happens of Amitabh Bachchan of that time called Hans Karl von Karlowitz, a German mining administrator. Okay, he was a mining administrator. He was involved in mining, and might be the reason of that wood getting cut. But he looked at at this growing crisis and realize one thing, right? And sometimes, Buddha got similar kind of knowledge, right? Sitting under the Buddha tree in Gaya, you got the enlightenment. And sometimes you are doing that wrong stuff, and suddenly you realize this is not good for the human being or mankind. So he put in paper to his bosses that if we continue this way, our children have no forest left. So, right? That's how he's writing to his boss. And he published a paper. Can you see that paper on the right hand side? Of course, it is his portrait and that paper replica. He published that book called, I can't pronounce it, but I think it's Sustainability in Forestry, right? Silvicultura Oceanomica. Just go and search on Google, and you will find this guy. You will find his book as well, in which he first time used word sustainability. And of course, in French, he write nachetiquette. I don't know. I can't pronounce. I'm sorry. Right. I'm not German, and my even first language is not English. So nachetiquette, right? Something like that. Whoever is interested to know the exact word, please look into that book. He mentioned first time sustainability. Clear? So word was 1713, but it was a philosophy, right? Nobody trusted him. Of course, can I stop putting nuclear power plant in Germany? We might not have seen Germany doing such a good stuff as well, which they did in 1947. Yeah, Hail Hitler might not have seen. World might not have seen it. They might not have developed. So in which they first used the word sustainability, what we know today or call today sustainability, right? His message was very simple, but at that point in time, revolutionary, right? Resources must be used carefully with a long-term vision. This is how he defined Nachitiquette, right, on sustainability. Carl Lewis wasn't just thinking about trees. His philosophy spread to farmers at that point in time too, encouraging them to reclaim the barren land rather than letting that go, right? Rotate crops, the concept in Germany farmers brought, and select seed wisely so that the people do not go without food because cities are getting developed. This happened in 1713. And can you imagine, right? In India today, we are struggling to adopt such kind of good practices. We had some good practices which we are losing actually. In many ways, this was the first call to balance human need to nature limit. That's the first story. The second story came in 1987, which I told you guys, Brundtland report. So from this philosophy of sustainability or word as Nachiticate in Silva Colina Osinemaca, whatever book he published, it got published in 1983. Brundtland, of course, the lady which you see on the right-hand side, Iron Lady of United Nation World Commission of Environmental and Development. She has been thrown with three challenges in 1983, for which this commission was built, right? And that three challenges, the first one and the foremost one was looking into living standard of people. The second one, which became the game changer in sustainability, was to protect the ozone layer. कितने लोग बचपन में सुने थे कि ओजोन डिप्लीट हो गया, ओजोन डिप्लीशन? हम लोग जब स्टडी कर रहे थे तो बड़ा सुनने को मिलता था ओजोन डिप्लीशन. वी कुड नॉट रिलेट अदर देन धूप में मत जाओ नहीं तो स्किन विल बर्न, right? And later on, glasses you need to wear so that you can reflect back those UV rays. That times in 1983, she got this as a challenge to work on. She worked on it for 5 years, 5 donkey years, and she published a report called Brundtland Report. The name of that book became a foundational book called Our Common Future. Should go into your notes, right? Fast forward 1987, when she published this report, world was now grappling with industrial growth. Even China was picking up. So can you imagine the scenario? China might be thinking America is doing against them. Clear or wrong? Right now, Trump is saying China is doing something or India is imposing on them sustainability. They should do drill, baby, drill dance, right? That's the dance he does. When he came in through election, he said in his commentary, I am announcing today, drill, baby, drill, right? That was the music he gave to the world, which is drilling fossil fuel, which is not good to planet Earth, rather than following the concept. Just imagine 1987 when the this lady Brundtland report came in, and they said that we should be careful. You should look into pollution. We should look into globalization. Yeah, carefully. China might have felt the same. India, of course, we were trying to unleash ourselves from the shackle of कौन सा राज था वो ब्रिटिश राज के बाद एक और राज चलता था लाइसेंस राज राइट जो 81 में तोड़ा गया तो 83 हम लोग उस वो लड़ाई कर रहे थे चाइना डेवलपमेंट की लड़ाई कर रहा था एंड ब्रुंटलैंड वाज प्रोड्यूसिंग दिस रिपोर्ट दैट वाज द गेम चेंजर दैट्स 87 Now comes, of course, the whole thing, United Nations Commission led by Gro Harlem Brundtland, that was her name, the lady in front of you, the former Prime Minister of Norway. She was a Prime Minister, okay? She was not a simple lady who was leading United Nations WEF. She published this groundbreaking a book called, or report called Our Common Future, and they defined modern definition of sustainability development. First time it was used in that book, and it was born where she said very clearly, meeting the need of present without compromising ability of future generation to meet their growing needs. And that's what today's generation is asking from us. That's what Millennial and Alpha is asking from us. Millennial, I count myself Millennial, but okay. Alpha and Beta or Sigma, I don't know how many generations are there now. So future generation is exactly asking this word. And they are asking, have you met this goals even? Meeting the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation. Clear? And meet their own needs. Still you survive, you enjoy, you thrive in your life. Nobody is saying you should not enjoy your life. I use iPhone. I'm not ashamed of. I am a pure promoter of consumerism, but be little sensitive about it. Yeah, at least I know how much one iPhone carbon emission is. How many of you know that? I know at least my watch how much it emits. If you don't know it and you use it, I recommend just Google it. It's available. They are producing this report in their Apple is producing in their report that whatever mobile you are carrying, at least from Apple, how much of carbon it has emitted. At least know that and try to cut somewhere if possible. If possible, I'm not saying you should be a Satwik. You follow your own rule. This was the turning point. First time in the world recognized the unchecked development had a serious environmental consequences from deforestation to pollution to climate change. Brundtland report urged governments, not individual consumers. They said to businesses and society to find a systemic solution, and that's the speech she was giving there and became an iconic photo in the world. And that too, a person of color behind it, right? That became an iconic photo of sustainability. And then today, ESG is the game changer. Balancing economic growth with ecological protection was the idea. In 2007, the third game changer was the 3 pillars of responsibility and sustainability. How many of you know 3 pillars of sustainability?
People, profit, planet.
Absolutely, bang on, right? 3 P's we know. Hasna Bangkok was the person behind it. Who? Hasna Bangkok. I don't know whether he was a lady or gents. I'm sorry. By name, it's not clear. Hasna in Islamic is a lady mostly, but in Germany, I don't know whether it's a lady or I could not find her photo, unfortunately, or his photo, unfortunately. Now, Bangkok by 2000 understood this conversation around sustainability, which has grown broader. In 2000, just now, one of our members was talking, right? I think Anand was talking about it. Correct, Anand? You were talking about 2003. Tata was talking about not putting
Yes.
pellets here and there, look into circularity, look into cleanliness, etc. So that point in time, Hasna Bangkok was looking into it. She entered in the picture of sustainability, who expanded the idea into what now we call 3 pillars of sustainability. This is what I have learned, that she explained sustainability wasn't just about protecting the environment. It was about economy and about society. She linked the 3 pillars all together: the people, the planet, and the profit. Without profit, no business should exist. Trust me, no government should exist. What is the point of government if you are creating only debt for your own people and population? So if America is trying to bring that sona back, even though the price goes to 1,24,000 rupees today, double in 2 years time. किसने इन्वेस्ट किया था? किसके हस्बैंड ने गिफ्ट दिया? किसकी वाइफ, किसने अपने वाइफ को गिफ्ट दिया? राइट, दे मेड देम रिचर इन 1 year टाइम. करेक्ट. 2024 में 60,000, 25 में 1,24,000. What else you need? And that too, when people like us who loved crypto, of course, I never invested and I never recommend, and I always went against it unnecessarily. I know a lot of people are making money. Has gone down half of the price. Same day, same, मतलब एक दिन का डिफरेंस है. कितने लोगों को ये अभी करंट अफेयर्स में मालूम चला कि एक मार्केट 100% डाउन आया और दूसरा मार्केट अभी डबल कर दिया आपके पैसे को? वो बिजनेस में जो आज तक कभी लॉस नहीं किया है, वो गोल्ड बिजनेस है ना. बट ऑलवेज इट यूज टू इंक्रीज 1% a year, 2% a year. दिस वाज द फर्स्ट ईयर इट हैज डबल्ड. सो समथिंग इज मेसी.
1,20,000
On
हो
an
गया
average, it has
समथिंग.
been 4% historically. Gold.
Sorry.
Gold has been 4% on an average.
4%, obviously 4%. Yeah, year on year, if
Average.
you look on an average, CAGR, if you see,
Yeah,
absolutely.
CAGR. Correct.
CAGR is 4%. But if you see, sometimes mostly it is 1 to 2%. That's what people always felt. क्योंकि हम लोग खरीदते हैं ornament के जैसा, right? We do not purchase for the investment purposes. खरीदना चाहिए, by the way, investment के लिए भी खरीदना चाहिए. वाइफ को भी गिफ्ट करो, हस्बैंड को भी गिफ्ट करो, लेकिन इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए भी खरीदो. अब तो जरूर खरीदो आफ्टर दिस डेवलपमेंट ऑफ 1 year. सो पॉइंट हियर इज दैट इकोनॉमी के विदाउट सोसाइटी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगी और सोसाइटी के विदाउट प्लानिट एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगा. दैट्स द कंसेप्ट ऑफ हसना वॉनकॉक, राइट, इन 2000, 2007. Now, economic prosperity was the concept she has given, environmental quality she has researched on, and together this she created a foundation of what people call today triple P, people, planet, profit. This shift was crucial because it shows sustainability is not burden on businesses, rather it can balance your strength with both society and economy. 2009, the last step of today, and we will stop here. When we will start tomorrow, we will start with 2009 onwards, looking into 15. There are a lot of development happened recently, and those are interesting, and little detail I will go. So bear with me. I am not a history teacher, but I love sustainability. Okay, and I want it should be ingrained in you as well. So as much I understand, you should also understand. So 2009 will be my last story for today, where sustainability as a system got introduced. And here the paper of Nelson, and scholar Nelson paper is very rare, but our team member Abdul Amjad ji and Indranil ji has searched it deep down, going into alleys of those chat GPT's world, and found it out. He will share with you in your group in cohort 13. If you get time, not necessarily history है, क्या पढ़ोगे आप, but एक बार देख लेना, क्योंकि ये गेम चेंजर रिपोर्ट है और बहुत कम लोगों को इसके अंदर की बात मालूम है, जो कि सिस्टम बताता है. So engineer do appreciate, finance professional do appreciate, but a lot of people, for them might be burden. So आपको पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, but just look into the paper. It's very interesting paper. It's a game changing paper, and it is a paper, research paper. So आप अगर research में interested नहीं है तो recommended नहीं है. But if you get time between today and tomorrow, go into it, because before 2009 there was a challenge going on from 2007 onwards, which scholar Nansel introduced thinking through system. Because philosophy से policy पे तो आ गए, लेकिन policy से how to get inside the business was a challenge. 2009 में, 2007 में specifically it was seen that people were not adopting sustainability. जैसा अभी हम लोग बोल रहे हैं ना, बहुत लोगों को लगता है sustainability बकवास है, checklist है, गवर्नमेंट पूछेगी तो बताएंगे, right? That attitude Nelson wanted to crack, and he cracked it. How he cracked it? He created a system. He said, if I put a system thinking to sustainability, he argued that not in isolation, but he said it's a system that connects the space and time, which Einstein said, 100 years back to him, right? It is a system that connects a space and time, and what we do in a region do affects in another region. जो अमेरिका कर रहा है इंडिया को, उसको फेस करना पड़ेगा. जो गुआना फेस कर रहा है वो ग्वांतमाला को फेस करना पड़ेगा. राइट। सो आप ये नहीं बोल सकते हो कि मैंने इमिट किया तो मेरे को ही पाप मिलने वाला है ना, वो बात नहीं है यहाँ पे। ये किसको मिलेगा आपको भी नहीं मालूम। आप कर रहे हो, आप इमिट कर रहे हो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, कोई और उसके लिए भर रहा है, या पूरी प्लानेट अर्थ आपके बिहाफ पे कर रही है। ये इंट्रोडक्शन इसलिए गेम चेंजर भी है क्योंकि जो आज कार्बन क्रेडिट की हम लोग बात करते हैं, आप लोगों ने सुना होगा एटलीस्ट, दैट्स व्हाई यू हैव जॉइंड माय प्रोग्राम, राइट? इट इज ऑन दिस बेसिस ओनली, 2009 के पेपर के बेसिस पे ही है। ये जेनेसिस वही है कि कोई भी इमिट करे, अगर वो 1 टन ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इमिट कर रहा है तो ही हैज टू पे पेनाल्टी टू द वर्ल्ड। दैट्स हाउ ITMOS, a larger concept, gets attached to it as well. Right? Paris Agreement 2015 talks about it, and 29 COP29 has put a nail on it, and it got accepted. Right? United Nations इस साल में अक्टूबर में was supposed to get activated with ITMOs. The United Nation back करेगी, and those credits will be valid. They will do the due diligence, है ना? So that was supposed to happen in October, हुआ नहीं अभी तक. So what we do in one region affects in another region is that concept that what we consume today affects the future generation. It links to all, whole thing. Nensel emphasized the concept of carrying capacity. आपके नोटबुक में जाएगा, carrying capacity. The maximum population or activity a system can sustain without destroying its ability to regenerate is carrying capacity. कितना भार ले सकता है, सिंपल टर्म में राजीव जी, सिंपल टर्म में हमारा अर्थ कितना लोड ले सकता है इस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का, इस कैरिंग कैपेसिटी। किसी की कैरिंग कैपेसिटी क्या है? वो है कि मैक्सिमम पॉपुलेशन और एक्टिविटी, सिस्टम, इकोसिस्टम आई एम टॉकिंग हियर, राइट? इकोसिस्टम कैन सस्टेन विदाउट डिस्ट्रॉइंग इट्स ओन एबिलिटी टू रीजनरेट। रीजनरेशन की बात हो रही है ना? तो आप इतने पेड़ नहीं काट दो कि आप कितने भी उगाओ उसको कॉम्पनसेट ना करें। क्लियर? तो हमारे दिमाग में क्या बैठा रहता है, एक पेड़ काटा, एक पेड़ हमने लगा दिया, जबकि हमारे यहाँ तो हिस्टोरिकली, कल्चरली बोलते हैं कि अगर आपने एक पेड़ काटा है तो आपको 10 पेड़ तो मिनिमम लगाने हैं, और आपको जनरेशन में 100 पेड़ लगाने चाहिए। और दैट लुक्स लाइक नाउ इन साइंस इट इज गेटिंग एस्टैब्लिश कि अगर आपको एक पेड़ काटना है, फॉरेस्ट्री साइंस दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट टुडे। और आपके ग्रुप में ही किसी ने रिसर्च पेपर लिखा है, सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया है, ही इज IFS ऑफिसर हिमसेल्फ, ओके, मिस्टर देव, राइट? आप इंट्रोड्यूस्ड हो, राइट? आपने उनके साथ शायद GHG पे काम किया, अब्दुल अमजद जी, राइट? राजीव देव, he is there in our group. He has written a book, and he's IFS officer, and he has also created a software for government calculation of forestry
From
sequestration.
Assam. From
Huh?
Assam.
From
Assam.
Assam. He is right now deployed in Assam. He's getting retired very soon, and that's how he joined our program. So he's there in the group. If anybody needs any guidance, he will be love to sharing with his.
Sir, this Ministry of Environment and Central Pollution Control Board also have done many studies related to carrying capacity.
True.
We have some reports of Mussoorie city and some city of Kerala also. There
Awesome.
are some reports on carrying capacity,
अगर
means
आपको मिलता है तो
how
शेयर
much
करिए।
nature can, sustain.
Yes, sustain, absolutely. Now
And
that became the basis. Everybody
yes,
refers to that particular, by the way, reference. नंसल रिपोर्ट को सब रेफर करते हैं क्योंकि वो स्टार्ट उन्होंने कराया था। क्यों? ही इलस्ट्रेटेड ह्यूमैनिटी की पूरी जर्नी बताई है उसने उस पेपर में। He start with nomadic age, then he goes to agriculture age, then he goes to industrial age, and then he gives you the idea of information age. There is another big book I don't recommend, but I read it, so I'm letting you know, guys. Homo sapiens, राइट? और उसके 3 वॉल्यूम है, एक में डिजिटल वाला भी है ना? उसको आप चेक करिए। नोआल हरीरी इज द राइटर, व्हाट अ फाइनेस्ट राइटर, बट यू नीड टाइम और थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्ट इन फिलोसफी, थोड़ी सी, राइट? किसी ने देखा है वो बुक या रीड करने को? ओह, लॉट ऑफ पीपल, ऑसम, ऑसम, 3-4 लोगों ने देखा है। गुड गुड गुड। सो इट इज रिकमेंडेड, अगर टाइम मिले। बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बुक राइटर है वो, उनकी राइटिंग कैपेसिटी बहुत अच्छी है, एंड ही गिव्स यू दिस सिमिलर आइडिया। नोआल हरीरी, होमो सेपियंस, वंडरफुल बुक, राइट? अगर इफ यू गेट टाइम, रीड इट। ऑफ कोर्स फाइनेंस वाले तो लव करते हैं बिकॉज दे नो लॉट ऑफ कंसेप्ट कम फ्रॉम दैट। सो ईच स्टेप बॉट मोर प्रोग्रेस टू अस फ्रॉम नोमैडिक एज टू एग्रीकल्चर एज। आग जलाना हमने सीखा नोमैडिक में, राइट? फायर वॉज द रियल। एग्रीकल्चर एज में व्हील, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो व्हील वाज द गेम चेंजर? उसके बाद से कोई छुआ ही नहीं है एक्चुअली, आप मेरे से पूछो तो व्हील के बाद से हमने एज ए
Wheel
ह्यूमन,
is the biggest discovery.
हाँ,
Wheel is the biggest discovery.
बिगेस्ट डिस्कवरी ऑफ नोन ह्यूमन ऑफ टुडे. सो पहला था फायर, वो हमारे नोमैडिक लोगों ने कर दिया, और दूसरा था एग्रीकल्चर में व्हील विच चेंज द वर्ल्ड, एंड देन इंडस्ट्रियल ऑफ कोर्स पॉल्यूशन. द बिगेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल एज इज पॉल्यूशन, एंड देन इंफॉर्मेशन एज कि आपकी प्राइवेसी चली गई. अब कोई आज भी कोई प्राइवेट नहीं है इंफॉर्मेशन एज में, एंड दैट्स व्हाट हिज सेकंड वॉल्यूम टॉक्स अबाउट. Noel Hariri, second volume. Tomorrow I will bring that book, show you guys. So he talks about that. And each of them brought progress to us, unfortunately, with a heavier ecological load, which Nelson warned in his paper that if we push our Earth beyond its capacity, we risk a collapse. But if we act wisely, human has a capacity to always revive, revise, and survive, right? Survival of fittest, that's what we understand and know. We can transition into age of sustainability. And that's why I recommend, I never sell this. When I sit for 2 days, I never say there is an age of sustainability, like age of AI and AI agent, which we are going through today. There will be age of sustainability. Trust me, and it is going to happen. And this, I am not saying, even Nensal paper establishes this fact. So I do not tell whole world because they will laugh at us because they have no idea what I'm talking about, right? They might not have read like you guys have read certain books. So age of sustainability is what he has warned about will come if we act together. And this sustain perspective actually modern ESG has adopted. And that's why environmental, social, governance as an issue and opportunity came into play, on which we are learning today ESG reporting, which tries to capture the linking of business activity to long-term planetary and social stability. राइट, स्टॉकहोम पेपर एक है, अब ऑफ कोर्स मैं थोड़ा बियॉन्ड स्कोप भी जा रहा हूं, एक है जिसमें 9 प्लानिटरी डिस्कशन की गई है, जो बाउंड्रीज की 9 प्लानिटरी बाउंड्रीज, राइट, उसमें से 6 क्रॉस कर चुके हैं हम लोग. अगर टाइम मिले कल तक, ज्यादा आपके पास टाइम, इफ यू हैव टाइम मुथु कुमार, search this. Very interesting paper as well, but this is beyond my scope. This is a scope for CFA candidates. We do that. 9 planetary, out of that 6 has been already crossed. But you should be knowing this. Okay. So Stockholm paper came between 2009 and our next chapter, which we are starting tomorrow, of Paris Agreement. इन दोनों के बीच में वो आया है. अभी 2019 में उसका अपडेट हुआ है, 24 में फिर से अपडेट हुआ है. All अगर आपको मिल जाए तो you are lucky, नहीं मिले तो don't worry, we will cover that very soon. With that, I am ending the session today. Yeah, if anybody has a question, you can ask now. Thank you.
Sir, I had a request, not a question.
Okay.
US has actually, they have walked out of Paris Agreement.
Correct.
Correct. It will be nice if you could, tomorrow when you start,
Right.
before we actually begin the session, if you could cover that part of the impact of US walking out of Paris Agreement.
For
That will
sure.
be nice
It's a matter
because
of debate. Problem is such kind of topics, they are current affairs. Even my knowledge will be limited to my knowledge, right? And everybody can have a say. So it becomes debate. So be ready for a debate. Okay. Not a question to be answered. It will be a
I
debate.
think, sir, it will be a discussion and not a debate.
Yeah, discussion.
Let's keep that storytelling positive. And
I hope the world is not as good as we see, gentlemen.
it
Right?
is,
So I
sir,
hope,
we will make a better world, sir.
I hope, and hope पे ही दुनिया कायम है. So let's hope. Thank you very much. We will try to discuss that. And it becomes, anyway, it becomes part of discussion the moment I will talk about COP29 and COP30, which will be a part of discussion tomorrow. With that, we end the session today. Thank you very much for being a patient and curious audience. One of the finest batch, Abdul Amjad ji, right? One of the good batch we have seen in past.
But Atis is silent. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's watching
Atis
something.
is today silent.
Tomorrow he will bombard us, right? Tomorrow he will ask questions. A lot of people today are very silent, but few of them looks like traveling, etc. Few of them are calm in nature. So everybody is welcome in our program. Wonderful. Good to see you guys. Take care. Good night. See you tomorrow,
Thank
same
you.
time,
Bye
7
bye.
p.m. sharp.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you very much.